blah, blah. Alright. Mr. YouTube, are you working? Let's see if you're working. Yeah, we're working. Alright, sweet. So, I am just back from lunch in the game store. Lunch in the game store. I went over to some of the local stores here in Hawaii. Specifically, this came from Armchair Adventure. I managed to get one of their pre-orders for it. Because these were basically impossible to get. I think I got the last one on island. I don't know what it is about Angry Ladies, but apparently that, like, super ticked all the boxes for Warhammer fans. So I managed to get a Piety and Pain box, which is very exciting. I put the box together upside down, but see your hand there. The reason I was interested in it, primarily the sisters, because you can take the sisters in this and then essentially add one unit of little battle sisters who I've been working on, and you essentially have a combat squad or combat patrol right there. And I was interested in the sisters because I love their new Paragon warsuit that's coming out. It's like a power loader from Aliens, but like more gothic-y. It's cool as shit. I super loved it. So I was like, alright, I want to put a combat squad together, combat patrol. And this is pretty much a perfect box to do that. It retails for about $170. I got 10% off of that, which is pretty sweet. And inside the box, you get... let's actually swap to the other camera for this, so you can see it a little bit better. Swapping to the other camera. Still haven't gotten the hang of like reviewing these really big honking things yet, but we'll figure it out. Shoopa. And then there we go. Alright. There we go. Nice and good. Okay. So you get some sisters and you get some Drukhari. And here you get a Retributor squad, which is 4 ladies with big honking guns, and a lady to lead them, and then like 2 cherub things that let them shoot extra times. Then you get this troop transport with a giant flamethrower stained glass thing on the top, which is freaking awesome. This can be swapped out to have like melted guns or like big machine guns if you'd rather, instead of flamethrowers. And then new to the box, you get a like named lieutenant character for the Sisters of Battle, which is pretty sweet. And then on the Drukhari side, you get Lilith Hesperex, who is like a character of lore, like super famed assassin and torturer and like icon of the Drukhari, which are the Dark Eldar. And you get a bunch of witches. You get like a vehicle flying like raiding craft thing, which is pretty awesome. I am a big fan of the Drukhari like fly like raidy kind of vehicles. They really have like a Jabba's palace like kind of vibe to them, and I dig that. So I think they're pretty sweet. And you get a bunch of like bat, bird wing, flying, shooty guys that are pretty sweet. I like them a lot as well. So you get some cool stuff in the box. Box is about $170. So if you were to buy like one of the sides, it would basically cover the cost of the box. Which is one of the reasons I picked this up, because I was like, oh, these are all sisters units that I'm going to want, since I'm going to make a little sisters force. I might as well basically get the Drukhari for free. It's something like 45% savings or something like that. And then on top of that, you get some decals, and you get a like scenario book, so you can sort of just play with what's in the box if you wanted, or carry it over to bigger 40K. Here's a little call out on the box showing the 2 like new models. They will certainly come out on their own at some point and not in this box, but this is the first time to get them. Let's go over and look at the cover art again, because I love the art for this. It's super rad. So you got this like Drukari lady over here, and then you got a bunch of like guys flying in and some of the vehicles. The thing I really like about this art is it actually shows off everything that's in the box, which is something you don't normally get with the art. But it shows it off really well. So, you have the flying vehicle, you got the guys with the wings, you've got, the witches here, you've got Lilith Hesperax, and the named, like, sister, lieutenant thing. You got some of the destroyer, retributor guys, stuff like that. Actually, it only shows the tank. Lame. Okay, yeah, actually doesn't show the tank. I thought it did. So I guess you get to see everything in the box except for the tank, which is kind of weird. But I will say this Battle Sisters probably about to get hella murdered. Hello! Hello to stream. Probably about to get hella murdered because this lady's like a famed assassin murderer character of lore who's basically crazy enough to work fish hooks into her hair. So, yeah, this bitch about to die. So, let's crack her open and see what's in it. We've already seen everything on the back. Moving on in. Okay, so let me move this. As you can see, you open it up. Got a big, lots of nice plastic. It got that good plastic smell. That good shit. And let me move this over here to my handy dandy trash can. So I can just grab things out of it. Alright. So, we have... Let me grab a paintbrush so I can point at things. We've got Lilith Hesperax's runner here. It is one standard runner. It is pretty much very clear this is, going to be sold separately in a standard blister pack. Probably for like $30, $35 a piece. Which I hate the price of HQs in Warhammer. It's like the one thing I can't stand the price of. Everything else is expensive as hell, but HQs are ridiculously expensive. So, it's a lot for $30, but that's what you're going to get. Doesn't look like, unfortunately, like you have any options for the ground piece here. You might not have to put the dead Eldar guy on there, but it might be unavoidable. I know one of the things that people were really angry about was that the old Lilith Hesperax model was wearing a thong and the new one like has weird kind of chap things. I think very easily you could just paint that to be a thong, to be honest. I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, apparently people were really, really angry about that, which is kind of silly, but but she's a rad looking model. Her hair is amazing. You can see the little hooks in it and stuff. Lots of delicate little details. This chain here is also phenomenal. They did a really good job doing that one as well. But, well, one downer here. No options. Also, she's not wearing shoes, which is kind of weird. But, I mean, hey, to each their own, I guess. But it's just weird, man. Just put some shoes on. But, yeah, that's Lilith Hesperax. Then, let's look at our Sisters Palatine. Hello! So this is the Sisters Lieutenant-esque character. Like, basically functions below your sort of leader. She's got her power sword. She has like a Croceus in one hand, so it's like a rosary, but in Warhammer, and it does magic. She's got a little bit fancier backpack than a normal sister. And she has this really kind of like dynamic, like, kind of shooting out their pose, which is really cool. Yes, the Bodacious Babes. She does get an option. This model does, so she can take the bolt pistol or the plasma pistol. Honestly, looking at the connector, a 1mm magnet will probably handle that nice and easy. It shouldn't be a big deal. But I'll see once I get her built. And next stream then, I'll probably build her this afternoon, and then on Sunday, tomorrow, if you want to come back, you can see all of that. So, let's grab some other stuff. These are different visor options, like clear plastic visors for the Drukari flying little scuttle ship thing, which is pretty cool. And then this is the clear plastic for the like stained glass window up on the turret of the immolator, so on top of the big tank. So it's pretty rad. Big fan of that. I think that's super cool. So when you paint this, if you hit it with shades and not actual paint, you'll actually still be able to see through it. So if you do a light coat of shade instead of actually painting it, it'll be really nice. Or if you want it to like really pop but not be see-throughable, like if you don't want people to be able to see through it, paint one side of it silver and then paint the other side in a shade, and you'll get this really neat 3D kind of like shimmery effect to it. It will be really cool. But that's what I recommend for those cool clear pieces. Let's see what we got here. I'm just grabbing runners out at no particular order, so don't expect them to make sense. So this actually comes like this together. I snapped it in half to get it into the box easier because I opened this up at the game store because people wanted to see it. So, all right, so this is part of the turret. You can see the sister battle there. This is part of the turret for the tank. You can see some of the weird cherubs there. You can see the sister battle's arms, and these are her Milta guns if you choose to use those. I am probably going to try to magnetize all the guns. I'm also probably going to try to magnetize the turret because it'll be cool to have the turret be able to shift around in the hole. So for example, this runner here is the body, that runner is the turret. Like, be able to move it like that. It's going to be really cool. How I'm going to accomplish that, and I'll show this off after I get it built, but I'm basically going to have to build a support bar across each of these. One across the bottom and one across the inside, and then they'll magnet to each other and not like fly off when I move it. So that's the top runner sprue. Here is the other tank sprue that we just looked at. This is the top of the body. This is like part of the shrine. It's on like the very back of the tank. I think this might be optional. We got part of our turret master. And these are the flame thrower options, if you would rather have those, or the heavy bolter options. These do look very easily magnetizable to me, to be honest. I think once you glue them, you'll be able to drill straight in them, sink a 5mm magnet in there, and these suckers will never come out. Unless you want to pull them out. You know what I mean. They're not going to fall out on you. It should be like amazing. Even if you put a 3mm magnet in these, they're not going to be that big. So as long as you don't like go whipping your tank around the room like this, they're not going to fall out. It's not going to be a big deal. One of the things about this tank is it is covered in lots of like little filigree, like this like weird grating here, or this one here, which I think actually goes on the front of the tank. There's a lot of this, like this kind of like gothic, like it looks like a moving building kind of thing, which is really neat. It's one of the, like the main appeals of this kind of design. And we've got a couple different heads for the pilot or the gunner. So one's like got a weird mask, and then you've got a couple different hair options, and there's probably one in a helmet. Yeah, there's another head there. There's probably one in the standard sister battle helmet as well somewhere on that runner. Let's see what we got next. We've got the witches. There should be a set of 10 witches. There's a bunch of really neat weapon options in here, like this hooked net or the spear. Lots of like there's a bladed tonfa. Lots of like neat little sick looking. Let's get that on camera. Lots of neat little sick looking like daggers. There's like a push dagger. You know, there's like a hook and chain. There's some cool stuff in here. There's a whip. I don't even know what that is, but that's cool. I mean, here's a chain sword, right? Like, that's fucking legit. That's super legit. You got a bunch of weird, like, I don't know, like goo pistols, but yeah, definitely super cool. This should be 10 people. I think you don't have an option to make like all one gender. So I think you're set with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think you're set with a mix. So if you wanted like all dudes or all ladies, I don't think you can do that with the runner, unfortunately. But it looks like a lot of nice dynamic poses and stuff in here. I'll be super honest, this runner actually looks a lot newer than I expected it to be honest. I've never built any Dark Elder stuff. So this is from 2010. I actually expected this runner for the Dark Elder to be way older than that. I know it's 11 years old, which means like that's super old for a toy, but like I legit expected this to be an older runner than that. So that's pretty cool that this actually looks newer and fancier than I was expecting. Alright, next up, let's see what we got. We'll keep going with some Dark Eldar stuff. This is the... They're not called racks. Maybe they're called harpies? Maybe? I'm not sure. Does it say on the runner? Games Workshop 2011. That's all it says. Okay. These are the flying guys. You do get 5 of them. So we've got some nice wings here that are sort of... Some of them are feathered. Some of them are bat wings. It doesn't look like you're going to have enough to like do options. So it's not like you're going to be able to have all guys with bat wings or all guys with feather wings. It looks like you're going to have to pick here. You will get options, it looks like, for rifles. Or for like melee weapons, it looks like. And there's some cool melee weapons here, right? That's a really cool, like, weird goo gun. I like that. It's super big. Same thing with this thing here. That's really cool too. And some of these guys have like weird monster feet. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's like a weird monster foot. And they've got like little bits of armor and stuff. They're pretty cool. You do get a lot of head options, which is really nice. I like the one with the feathers here a lot. That one's really neat. It's got like this big feather mohawk. I dig that. And it looks like, again, you're not going to be able to get to really choose the gender you want. So you're going to get 3 dudes, 2 ladies. But you will get a bunch of head options, which is nice. It looks like you're going to get some weapon options. For 5 guys, it looks like you're going to get 8 heads, which is pretty legit. No, 9 heads, because there's this one with a really big hair. That's pretty cool. Hey, dude, pretty good. I am just showing off my Piety and Pain box. Alright. So this is a pretty new kit. We're actually going to snap this runner so we can look at it a little bit better because it's really detailed. Alright. So this is the Retributors runner, or half of it. So with this, you're going to get 5 Retributors. 4 of which are going to have like big honking smoke your ass guns, and then there's going to be a lady, like a boss lady. Yeah, I am genuinely surprised how nice the Drukhari sculpts look, and I'm really surprised how new the models are. I know they're still really old, don't get me wrong, but I'm shocked. I expected them to be like way older than they are. So yeah, so you'll get 4 big honking guns and 1 like boss lady. This also looks like this has the heads on it, so it looks like we're going to get a lot of heads. For 5 ladies, it looks like we're going to get at least 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 heads. That's pretty awesome. Some of these have the really cool gas masks. I'm a big fan of those. Some of them are like yelling, some have helmets, some have different haircuts. So 13 options for 5 ladies. That's pretty great. Alright. And this is the other Retributor thing. Oh, wow, we get more heads even. Okay, we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 more heads. Oh, man. I guess that means we get, like... Wow, lots of stuff. There's a lady with a robot eye. There's another lady with a gas mask. There's more different helmeted heads. Man, you get a lot of options there. That's cool. The one thing I know about this kit that a lot of people get really upset is you don't get enough weapon options to outfit the entire squad. And what I mean by that is if you wanted everybody to have flamethrowers, you can't do that with 1 box. If you wanted everybody to have heavy bolters, or if you wanted everybody to have melt-a-guns, you can't do that with 1 box. You need to get 2 boxes to do that. That I know that annoyed a lot of people. Personally, I think it's a little bit annoying. I would 100% just equip them all with flamethrowers because I think that's lit. But I'm gonna have to do a mix, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. But you do get lots of other options in here for like the tanks and the cables. So if you don't ever intend to use the other options here, like if you never want to make another unit of these, you're going to get a lot of cool bits to use for other projects, which is pretty cool. Alright, so moving on up. Oh man, we're running out of runners. I'm going to be on the books soon. Alright. Let's see what we got. Okay, so this is part of the Drukhari flying vehicle. I don't know what it's called. We'll see in the book. This thing has a bunch of options though. You'll be able to hang chains off of it. Here's a neat filigree piece. Here's a flag if you wanted to have a flag. I don't honestly know a ton about this vehicle, so you know, I'm not super sure. These are primarily the runners, not the runners, the like hanger-ons, and this is the body. So it's not going to be a particularly huge vehicle, but it's not tiny either, and I think it ends up having a pilot, a gunner, and 2 hanger-ons. There's some options for like spears and guns and stuff that they can have, which is pretty cool. And it looks like you're going to get 4 heads here. So maybe you have to, if you want them to be unique, you have to grab some heads from another set. It looks like you're only going to get 4 there, which kind of sucks. And our last set of runner is this big ol' honking one for the body of the tank. Oh, I don't know my Imperial tanks very well, but I believe this is a Rhino-based vehicle, and it is primarily a transport. So you can essentially take all the battle sisters you get in this set, stick them in this vehicle, and then drive the vehicle around, let it get beat up, and then deploy them and let them murderize things with their flamethrowers. It is cool that the tracks here are separate. That's really cool. You're gonna be able to get lots of neat, like even to them. This doesn't come with a base, which annoys the living shit out of me because I wish all vehicles came with bases. So I'm gonna 3D print this a base. Being completely honest, because it annoys the living shit out of me that vehicles don't have bases. So that's gonna get 3D printed in a base. But there's a lot of really nice like fine detail here. Lots of neat little bits of Gothic like architecture and stuff all worked into this. That's going to have these big ass braziers on it. There's a missile. I saw it a minute ago. Yeah, this is part of like, oops, sorry. Stop. This here is part of a missile that it can take. That can like shoot out and go ruin some guy's day. This is a gun for the front, so it's going to have a big heavy bolter at the front. Lots of really nice detail. Like get that up there and so you can see that. Like see this mesh? That's just amazing. I love that. And here's some filigree, and we got some more little kind of Gothic details. Now I think you can actually choose to build this with one of the doors down. I don't know why you would, but I'm pretty sure that you can. Yeah, I think you can build it with the back door down, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me. Not that you'd want to anyway, because inside's not detailed, so I don't know. Alright, we have our little Mr. Protective Art, which is just from the cover. I do love this piece of art, it's super cool. We've got a bag of bases. We've got the big, stupid clear base that I'm not going to use for the fly guy. And we've got the books. Now, this is a little bit of a disingenuous thing. The website actually shows that you get a bunch of dice. They're just really generic, kind of shitty white dice with dots on them. But it does show that you get them. You don't actually get the dice. They're actually not in the box. Mine did not come with dice, so I don't know why GW be lying like that. It's not the end of the world. I didn't really care about the dice anyway. I didn't plan to use them, but like, you advertised it. It should have been in the box. So, let's take a look at our books. So this is the assembly guide. It is a nice, condensed guide. It shows you what each runner goes to, stuff like that. Instead of having a bunch of different little booklets, it all is in one book, which is really nice. So like there's the Retributors, there's building the Cherubs. Here's how to build the tank. The tank is actually apparently super complex. But yeah, you can see the guns here. They're going to go together. They're going to be magnetized really easily. Also, the missile that goes on the back. Where is it? Here it is. You're probably going to be able to actually sink a magnet on the back of the inside. So you're not going to see it from the outside, but it'll still like click on. It'll be good. You're just going to have to put that magnet in place before you glue it all together. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get to it. Alright. So this is saying, don't glue the turret down. I'm not going to, but I also don't want it to be flippity-floppity. So I'm going to magnetize that down. And if I can figure that out before tomorrow, I'll show it off on tomorrow's stream. Otherwise, I'll get it next time. Then we get into Layla Tesperax, and she's a freaking awesome model. I love her to pieces. Then we get into the Flying Bat Boys and Bat Girls. Yeah, they're going to have a bunch of options. They're going to have big guns, or little guns, or hand-shooty guns. The big guns are cool. I like those. And then we get into the actual witches. They look like they have a lot of choice. It's basically like, put on this, or so their rules must let them basically do whatever they want. And then we have it's called a Venom. And we've got the Venom there. Some more stuff for the Venom as well. Alright, so that's the assembly guide. Just basic instructions for everybody and their brother. Just to show it off, let's look. Since they're new models, let's talk about it. I'm sure it'll be in here. Come on. Where are you? We literally just looked at this and I don't remember it. Because dumb. Alright, so Layla Tesperax, she's on a 32 mil. If you wanted to do something else that counts as for her, instead of using the actual model for her. And our Palatine is also on a 32 mil. So if you wanted to use a sub for either of those, just put it on a 32 mil. That's all you gotta do. Alright, so this is the story book, encounter book. It talks a little bit about the story that's going on that is happening in this box. So the idea is basically Layla Tesperax has turned a hive city into a murder orgy playground, and the Sisters of Battle are like, no, no, no. So they show up to ruin her fun of murdering and sexing people to death. It's basically a story about hey, can this tank survive all of these traps in this hell murder city? So you get a little bit of story about it. To recreate the race against time, to liberate the mausoleum world of martyrs' rest. Yeah, so it's fun stuff. You get some background on both the Drukhari here, who Layla Tesperax is. I guess her name is Erica Luminas, but she's sort of just exists just for this. Layla Tesperax is a character lore already. And so you get some backgrounds on who the Sister of Battle are. And then you get some stories about what's going on in this hole that Layla Tesperax is creating for fun. Here's some pictures just of the models again. This is basically the same pictures that are all over the box. It would have been cool if they had done pictures of like different sisters and different Drukhari colors, but this is the Sisters of the Martyred Hand, or no, Sisters of the Martyred Lady. I think this is Sisters of the Martyred Lady, and this is, I think, like Witch Coven colors, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong there. All right. So this talks a little bit about the rules, like the special missions you can play from this box. There is 2 missions in here, and then special stuff for Crusade. So it's like Theater of War or Urban Arena. So you pick some ruses, and that's kind of like all the weird traps and bizarre shit going on. And you can see, you know, you got special deployments and, you know, special rules for each one of these missions. This box weirdly is designed to be played like you can just play with just what's in this box. Oddly, we'll talk about the end. Here's some rules for Crusade and Adeptus Sororitas. This is I'm actually not. You can. I'm pretty sure this is all stuff relating to this event. Like, if you wanted your Crusade to be happening on this world that's taken over and turned into, like, a sexy murder time planet, I think these are Crusade rules to go specifically for that. Then we get into some data sheets. This is all the data sheets you need to use the stuff in the box. So if we look at Layla Hesperax, she's 8 movement, 2 weapon skill, 2 ballistic skill, 3 strength, 3 toughness, 5 wounds, 7... what the hell is A? I am having the biggest freaking brain fart. She's 8 leadership and a save of 6. Attacks. God, see, total brain fart. She's 7 attacks. And then she basically has DACA with her knives. So if you roll 7 6s, you're actually going to hit 14 times, which is pretty cool. And she's got a bunch of special rules as well that all sort of revolve around her being like Psycho Killer, which is pretty sweet. You got rules for Scourges, rules for Venoms, and then the rules for the Palatine. She's 6-inch move, 2 weapon skill, 2 ballistic skill, 3 strength, 3 toughness, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8, save 3. So if you put Layla Hesperax against her, she's going to murderize the living hell out of her. So this picture is going to end in this lady getting fucking minced. So that's a thing. And yeah, she can have either bolt pistol or plasma pistol, just like the model has. She doesn't have anything else that I believe. Hold on, wait. This is weird. Okay, so she can have a bolt pistol or a plasma pistol. Okay, hold on. My brain is melting here. Okay, so the Palatine is equipped with a bolt pistol, plasma pistol, power sword, frag grenades, and frag. So she has both pistols. Weird. Okay. The model actually can't have both pistols at the same time. Because each of these pistol arms goes in the same slot. And she doesn't have like an extra like holster or anything on her hip. So that's a little weird. Just gonna throw that out there. That's a little weird. Yeah, it's weird she can't actually be modeled for all the options her roles have. Because the Rosarius can replace the bolt pistol. So if you build her just like in the art here that's really how they want you to build her, but that's like an optional war gear thing. You actually can't build her with both guns, which is kind of lame because it'd be cool as shit to be like, you know, like dual wielding as fuck. That'd be awesome, but apparently you can't actually build her that way. Yeah, because yeah. And the Rosarius gives her a 4-up save. She doesn't really have any special rules or anything besides that. She's an HQ, just like Layla Hesperax. You can see it there. But she doesn't really have any special rules or anything besides getting an unrolled save. That's kind of weird. Retributors, there's our Immolator tank. And then we have a neat little bit of story from each one. It's weird, they keep showing this model when they're talking about latest Hesperax, but like latest Hesperax is the one in the middle, not the one on the side, so it's kind of weird. Do we actually have point values in here for these? No. Yeah, this is all the weapon lists for what people can take for the sisters. And then weird. Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't. So, a couple things that are kind of weird about this box. One, I love this box. I think it's a super good value, especially if you're interested in both armies. Or if you have nothing for either army. I think it's super cool for that. So I think this box is awesome. Also, anytime the sisters get stuff, I think is cool. Because the sisters are like a legit army, right? Like, I straight up think they should replace Space Marines with sisters. Because they're just so much fucking cooler. But a couple things are kind of weird. One, there's no basic rule set in this box. So it's really not a starter box. It's more of a like expansion box. Two, I didn't actually get the dice, which is a big. It's not like a bummer. Like I didn't really care, but you really shouldn't show something on the website that's not actually in the box. And like maybe I dropped it at the game store, but I didn't get a call saying, "Hey, what's this white packet of dice where you were sitting?" You know what I mean? So that's kind of weird. That's not in there. I also think they're actually. Let's actually look at the back of the box. But you're actually not shown there. But they are definitely 100% shown on the website. I saw it this morning, but I was like, oh man, I want to go look at the Games Workshop website to be excited about what I'm about to pick up in an hour. Yeah, see, they don't show the dice here either, but they are definitely on the website. So that's kind of weird and disingenuous. I'm not a big fan of that. I also wish this would have come with the how to play, like 1-page little printout thing. It wouldn't have been a whole lot to add to it. I don't think it would have been a big deal to include, and it would have been nice. Same thing. This should have point values in it. It just should, just flat out. Like if you wanted to convert this up into a bigger army, because I'm going to be super honest, it's one of the values of this box, right? Like you get all these sprues. Right, like you get all these sprues. The Sisters of Battle, literally, you add 1 box to them and they're a combat patrol. Like just straight up, like 100%. You add 1 box and you have a combat patrol. And that's not even building them in the like really cheesy way where people split a 10 box of Sister into like 2 units with 2 Stormbolters and like that kind of bullshit. No, this is just building them normal with like flamethrowers and shit. So like this is so close to being 2 combat patrols. Like I think it's kind of weird that like they didn't throw in the like 1 or 2 things they really would have needed to make it a like a starting box. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to like take the thunder from the Recruit Edition and all, but like these boxes, they're not a thing that's around forever. They're limited production, right? So like everything in here you can already buy, minus these guys who are going to come out eventually on their own. There's nothing like, forever exclusive in this box. That's why they do limited runs of them, right? They're kind of like a celebratory kind of thing. But like, I really think they could have, like, it wouldn't have taken much effort, and then this could have been like easily a starter box. Yeah, those are really my only two like weirdnesses with this. Not getting the dice, and then just why did they put in the one or two extra things to make this a starter box? I mean, throw in one of those clear rulers, which by the way are like my favorite kind of ruler. Just like throw in one of those and be like, boom, starter box. Here's your one-page pamphlet on how to play Warhammer in 40K. You know what I mean? And like, you could have printed the sisters' and the Drukhari like points on the back. That's all you would have needed. You know, it's not a big deal. But they didn't do that, which is kind of weird. But we got a lot of really nice models here. I mean, that's not something that, like, either way, it's not really something that I need. I mean, I point at like my billion 40K armies I have. Let me introduce you to the random Death Dread on my desk. Or some Orc Boys, or the Rocket Truck Swig Buddy. Like, yeah. Would you like to see a Tyranid? I screwed up painting? There you go. Right? Like, that's something I super need, but like, it would have been a nice addition, I think, for other people. So, anyway, overall, it's a really nice box. I am kind of sad with how they did the whole fear of missing out thing with it. That's a little unfortunate. And just, you know, the scarcity of it. You know, that kind of, like, that kind of sales and stuff is it's not cool, man. They shouldn't do that. But it's a good box. You get some nice units in it. You get a nice discount on the units, which is really one of the most important things. You know, one of the big values of these kind of boxes is that they let you get a bunch of units for much cheaper than you normally would. You save somewhere between 35 and like 45%, if I remember right, on this box, if you want everything in it. So I basically chalked that up to, I'm basically going to get all the Drukhari stuff for free, and I'll build it one day. As I will. Because, I mean, honestly, these runners look way freaking cooler than I thought they did. There's all kinds of wicked weapons and stuff in here. It's rad. But anyway, that is my little unboxing and quickie review of Piety and Pain. There's the custom runners for the new ladies. The battle of Layla Hesperex and Erica, Palatine Erica, because I don't remember her last name, she's a new character, and how the Palatine's gonna get forcefully murdered and skullfucked, probably, because Layla Hesperex be a crazy bitch. But hopefully this was useful and semi-entertaining. It probably wasn't, but who knows, right? But if you have a chance to get one and you like either of these armies, or even better, both of these armies, I think it's a really good box. I wish they would definitely do another printing of it so that more people can get it. But anyway, hopefully this was entertaining. So I will